My immigrant mother just called me on the phone, innocently asking me.
My heart is heavy today. I'm out running errands across Los Angeles, and gone are the people selling flowers. Gone are the people selling oranges. Gone are the foodie vendors.
So I heard a rumor in the comments on TikTok, and I need you guys to tell me if this is true or not. Somebody in the comments said that the people that know for sure they're getting deported are taking out major loans right now because they know they're not going to have to pay them back. Because, like, how?
What happens when Donald Trump's new immigration law hits TikTok? Chaos, outrage, and rants that'll leave you speechless. Welcome to TikTok Tantrums, where we unpack the internet's most explosive reactions to Trump's mass deportation plans. Trust me, you don't want to miss this. Let's start with something chill.
Donald Trump, send me home, back to where I belong, back to Mexico, to see my papa.
So I heard a rumor in the comments on TikTok, and I need you guys to tell me if this is true or not. Somebody in the comments said that the people that know for sure they're getting deported are taking out major loans right now because they know they're not going to have to pay them back. Because, like, how? And then I also heard a rumor that some people are taking cars that are on loan, cars that are leased, and driving over the border with them. I'm also hearing of people that are not going to pay their student debt because, who's going to chase after that? And I was just curious, like, is this true? Is this like something that people are doing? Are they taking out, like, are they spending crazy money on their credit cards? Because they know they're not going to have to pay it back? Can you ask if you know anybody that, because, like, I don't know anybody, but, like, if you know anybody that is in danger of getting deported for sure, like, they think they're definitely getting deported, is that, like, something that people are doing? Because I don't believe it's true. I mean, I don't even think that would be possible, right? But, like, if you know anybody, please ask them about this.
Y'all, I got deported 3 days ago. I'm back now, but y'all can't tell nobody y'all seen me. So listen, y'all, let me tell y'all so y'all don't get deported. 3 days ago, I'm walking in a 7-Eleven. I see the people on the lot. I don't think they for me, so I keep going. Like, I don't pay them no attention. Anywho, as I'm about to open the 7-Eleven door, they're going to come up to me talking about, let me see your ID. ID for what? They're going to say, oh, because you look like an undocumented immigrant. What? I'm an American, sir. Yeah, let me see your ID. So I show them my ID. I'm like, here. They're going to say, he going to look at my ID, look it up and tell me, it look fake. Fake? That's a real ID. Like, I had to show them my birth certificate, social security card, and 2 proofs of address. Y'all got me fucked up. Anyway, y'all, they took my ID and said, you going back. Going back where? Oh, we sending you to Haiti? What? I said, y'all can't send me to Haiti, sir. Them people black as shit and they do voodoo. This man looked at me and said, you'll fit right in. What? So then I had to think, oh, now they trying to give me a free trip. Okay. I am undocumented, sir, but I'm not from Haiti. I'm from Dubai, sir. I am Dubrafrican, and I want to go home. Anyway, girl, they sent me to Haiti. I get to Haiti, I'm fucked up because they was all over there looking like the serpent of the rainbow, doing this shit and the voodoo shit, and I'm like, fuck this. So I said, anybody get me back to America, y'all can stay in my basement for free. 3 Haitian men swam me to Florida on their backs, y'all. When I tell you it only took us an hour, they was doing the breaststroke, the butterfly, like, it was amazing. They fast as shit. Anyway, I have never been so happy to see racism, Cuban bread, fried chicken, like.
It's more than food and work at play. There are lives and children's lives at stake here.
I made a video the other day saying that the citrus harvest is being affected because migrants do not want to come to work. And the one thing I mentioned is that there are going to be crops rotting, the economy is going to collapse, but there's more to it.
I just want to make it real clear. I am not a Donald Trump supporter. I might look like one, but I am definitely not. I am not on board with the moral, ethical issues that are going on with this country. I will never support racism exploiting of wages, treating undocumented immigrants like criminals. I'm never going to be on board with that. There are plenty other illegal immigrants here. Stop being racist and understand how important immigrants are to our country.
My message might have been unclear to some, but my intent was, listen, white people, stop being assholes, stop being racist, stop picking on people that are from Mexico, Guatemala, and other areas of Central America. Stop making it okay because you're Christian that ICE is raiding places where people work. These are not losers. These are not people living off the system. These are people that are working their effing asses off to get food on your table and raise your children and all the other bullshit, build your houses. And it is a thankless job because so many people in the United States are lazy. Not to mention all the money that they put into our government money. You do realize that they put money into the government, but they can't actually take anything back out. If you don't know that, you better look into it.
Do you agree with Trump's new immigration law? Drop a fire emoji for yes or a no sign for no in the comments.
Donald Trump won. And you don't know how hard this is for my family. My mother-in-law, her grandma, which is right here in the picture. She entered illegal to the United States. And I am so afraid she could be deported now. This is my mother-in-law, Julia Santa de la Cruz Martinez Maria. Please don't do that to our family. You don't understand what this means to us. She lives in New York. At Street 4, number 47, apartment D. We are sad here. We don't know how to react. We don't know what to do. She's right there. Look at her on the picture. Street 4, number 47, apartment D. No dogs. The gate is open all the time. And she works Monday to Friday only. Whatever you do, please, Trump, don't send my mother-in-law back. Just think how that would destroy our family. Street 4, number 47, apartment B with the front door, yeah. But her neighbors, the neighbors at 48, apartment C, they would miss her. That's where she spends all the time when she's not home. At 48, on the yellow door.
Please don't do it.
You guys don't understand how privileged we are for the people that are able to live in this country and not have to worry about being deported one morning and not seeing their family again. I had a student, he started with me this year, and he's coming from just Spanish background, no English. But he was put into an English class this year because there was no more spots left in bilingual. And he did not know any English. I'm talking about no letters, nothing in English. And he worked so hard, 4 years old. He worked so hard. He worked his butt off. Forget me teaching him. And it is now January. We are almost there, done with the school year. We are middle of the school year. Guys, this kid not only knows all his letters and his sounds, but he started to read. At 4 years old, he was reading. And he was speaking English now. And he was excelling in everything, not just academically, but just everywhere. And today, I have to calm down. I got pulled out of class today and told that this exact kid was just withdrawn from school. Not just him, but his siblings. Because his family had made the decision to go back to their homeland. A land that this kid doesn't know about, nor his siblings know about. But they have to go back to their homeland. And they made the decision to go back. They're in fear that one of the parents will be deported unexpectedly. So they made the decision that they're gonna leave. It's not fair. These are parents that were just working to get their family ahead. They had been years, mom was telling me years trying to get citizenship, trying to get residency, but one way or another it was not working. We're not criminals. Parents are having to make the decision that they have to leave. There's no other way, there's no other resource. They have to go back. They have to take their kids with them. Guys, these are kids. These are kids. Life is just not fair, man.
Okay, so just real quickly, I want to touch on the subject of influencers not using their voice or platforms to speak up on the immigration situation going on right now. Majority of these creators are Latinas as well as myself. For example, Let's Do Makeup or I Love Sarai don't really speak up. I kind of understand, but then I don't. I understand in the part where the influencers have brand deals, have certain things where they can't touch or talk on politics or any touchy subject like that. I understand that. There's certain things that you don't get into because of your image, right? There's also certain subjects that you do need to speak on, especially because you're a Latina. And this is where I don't agree with a lot of these creators, because a lot of them do say, this is not my place. Like, I'm not informed. I don't know much about this. This country has always had an immigration problem. Always. And you're not going to sit here and tell me you don't have anybody that you possibly know that is either an illegal immigrant or doesn't have a legal status. You're not going to sit here and tell me there's no one that you know that is going through that. You know, as a Latina, we all know somebody. As a content creator, we're not obligated to address every situation that happens in this world, but we are obligated to speak up for our people. If you're a Latino creator, shame on you if you're not addressing the situation. Actually sympathize with your followers, the followers that have made you who you are, and then also the followers that purchase from majority of you guys' brands. When you sit here and promote all of your products and all of these things, you expect and you would want the support from your followers, right? So your followers are also expecting that support and love back. Although it might not be affecting your followers directly because, you know, they're younger audience or they're not in this situation, they have family that is going through this situation. So that's where you need to show empathy for your own followers that are supporting you. You know what I'm saying? You also need to be supporting them. It's that simple. When it's this serious, where people are getting deported and families are being affected, you should speak up. It is what it is.
Why don't you just get a green card? I don't get offended when people ask me that question anymore, because I realize if they're asking, it's because they don't know the answer. And unless you've studied immigration law, how could I expect you to know? People don't know that you can't just go and ask for a green card, also known as permanent residency, the same way that you can go and ask for a driver's license. And honestly, the answer is quite simple. There is no pardon, no forgiveness for coming into the country illegally. So you can't say, I'm sorry, I broke your one major rule. Can I stay here? It doesn't work like that, understandably. There really isn't a pathway to citizenship for the immigrants that are here. There are certain ways to have a legal status here, but you have to meet certain criteria. Just to name a few, VAWA, it's a Violence Against Women's Act, meaning if a U.S. citizen beats the crap out of you and abuses you, then you get papers, you get to stay here. There's a U visa. If you are the victim of a crime by an American citizen, you get to stay here. There's so much that goes into it.
You think that most of the undocumented people in the U.S. came here walking through the desert? Wrong. According to the U.S. government, 60% of the undocumented people in the United States entered the United States on some type of visa and overstayed their permission. So if we're going to have an honest discourse about what we need to do to reform our immigration system, we definitely need to focus on people that are coming in on visas and overstaying their permission. We need to stop the rhetoric that undocumented people just walk through the desert and come into the U.S., because that's not true.
My immigrant mother just called me on the phone, innocently asking me if she should start carrying her passport in case they start doing mass deportation.
My heart is heavy today. I'm out running errands across Los Angeles, and gone are the people selling flowers. Gone are the people selling oranges. Gone are the foodie vendors. I'm just so sad. As you know, Los Angeles is one of the cities that ICE wanted to do mass deportations, and it is happening. People are being held in detention centers, in ICE detention centers. And of course, they are shipping people off to the country that they came from. And you can look at the videos of people going back across the border, packed up their whole entire life of 20 years, moving back to Mexico. Trucks piled high, full of every single belonging that people own. Los Angeles will never be the same. Those beautiful people that do all of these special jobs across the county, they give it so much culture. They give California so much life, so much flavor, so much, just all of it. It's never going to be the same here. If you or someone you know is affected by these mass deportations, you can check out ACLU for more information. And I just want you to know that my heart is with you. And I am not one of those that wanted you to go.
We didn't even get 24 hours, not even 24 hours. And amongst all the executive orders that were signed today by President Trump was one called Protecting and Defining the Value of American Citizenship, whatever that means. And this is the one that is going to end birthright citizenship. So let's talk about it. I do want to first point out that if you were to read the language of this order, it totally doesn't make any sense. Number one, they start out the order by saying that the 14th Amendment does guarantee birthright citizenship to those born in the U.S. that are underneath the jurisdiction of the United States. And then it goes on to say, however, this does not mean that it applies to everyone. And basically, this is the part where they go on to say that birthright citizenship does not apply to those who are born to persons that the U.S. does not have jurisdiction over. And they go on to make another nonsensical additional argument about how if you are a non-citizen or here on a visa, a temporary visa, the U.S. does not have jurisdiction over you. Ergo, this is why you can't have birthright citizenship to persons born of these people. However, just want to point out for a second how little sense this makes, because by its own argument, if the U.S. government does not have jurisdiction over persons who are non-citizens or persons who are here on a temporary basis, then why do we have these immigration laws that punish and violate and hold persons who are non-citizens or undocumented or here temporarily to the same laws and standards and apply immigration law on them, right? That is the sole domain of the federal government. So anyway, just, I'm a lawyer. I do look at these things. So that's the first thing that just made me do a dry chuckle. So now that I've gotten that out of my system, what does this mean for everybody? Is birthright citizenship going to end? No, it is not. Again, it's an amendment to the Constitution. The Constitution. It's an amendment to the Constitution. And there's a whole lot that has to happen before the Constitution can be amended again to remove this right of birthright citizenship to persons born in the U.S. on U.S. soil, okay? So that's number one. Number two, there's definitely agencies, the ACLU, state courts, state government, other government agencies that are going to have lawsuits ready to challenge this, right? Not necessarily the federal government, but probably state governments are going to challenge this. And definitely, we've got the, ACLU amongst other immigration agencies that are other immigration organizations that probably already have the lawsuits ready to challenge any such order. So you can bet that it's probably we're going to hear about that in the next 24 hours, 48 hours, whatever. Now, what is going to be the real-time effect of this executive order? Well, I do think that perhaps we're going to see that over the next month, persons born in the US might end up having challenges or problems to getting US birth certificates, right? But let's take another step back. Who issues birth certificates in the US? Not the federal government. It is going to be state governments, state agencies that issue birth certificates. So I think that we might see a split amongst how this is carried out, because obviously there are some states that are very, very anti-immigrant, pro-Trump, who might follow the lead of this executive order and refuse to issue birth certificates to those born to people who they believe are undocumented, right? So I do think that probably in some states there's going to be a challenge and a great trouble for persons to get birth certificates, but the majority of states are probably still going to continue to issue birth certificates. And regardless, there's going to be a challenge. There's going to be a lawsuit challenging this. So whenever a lawsuit is filed, probably one of the first things that they're going to ask for is an injunction against this executive order, just like with DACA, right? Like, you know, there were several lawsuits filed against DACA that halted the ability of the program to go on, right? So it'll be something very similar, but this time it'll be the other way around. It'll be the other way around, where there will be lawsuits filed against the Trump administration, against enforcement of this order banning a birthright citizenship. So while these lawsuits go on, these injunctions go on, states will be required to issue birth certificates. Now, maybe one thing that we might see is the halting of issuance of passports to those born from today onward for a period of time until those lawsuits are decided. So, all right, well, here we go. Happy New Year. My name is Mamita Rahman, and I'm an immigration lawyer that has been practicing immigration law for the past 15 years. I'm really tired. It's been a long day.
If you love this video, smash that like button, subscribe for more TikTok drama, and hit the bell so you never miss a rant.